Okay, so we're going to take a ferry across the Mersey. This is the Mersey behind me.
Some say that the female liver bird faces the river waiting for the sail to come ashore, while the male is looking inland to see if the plugs are open. They have never made it, so there are no other liver birds in the world, and tradition has it that if they ever fly away, Liverpool will cease to exist.
People live in it. This is the world, yeah, they live on that thing. It just travels around the world. They live on it and they just travel around the world on the thing constantly.
There's been stretch along the Liverpool foreshore. In 1710, the Corporation of Liverpool started work on the world's first commercial wet dock, and by the end of the century, the city boasted a full dock system. Steam had revolutionised shipping, and this, combined with the Industrial Revolution and the opening up of the Americas, secured Liverpool's future as a trading city and a major port. The dock was one of those designed by Jesse Hartley, and it opened in 1834. It was originally built for general sailing traffic, and it was from here, as well as from George's and Prince's docks, that people emigrated to the New World. With the repeal of the Corn Laws in 1844, it became extremely profitable to import cheap corn from overseas, particularly North America, and in 1868, 3 new warehouses were erected specially designed to process grain.
To dominate the slave trade until its abolition in 1807. The growth of the United States of America provided Liverpool with growing volumes of trade, and new docks opened on the Mersey in quick succession during the 1800s. The city was described as the gateway to the British Empire and the door to the New World. Between 1830 and 1930, over 9 million people left Liverpool in search of a better life. Before steamships were introduced, these journeys were extremely hazardous. To sail to America would take 35 days, and the trip to Australia lasted from 10 to 17 weeks, depending on wind and weather. The ships were crowded, and conditions encouraged the spread of diseases such as cholera. By the late 1800s, over 200 ships a week would leave Liverpool and travel to all corners of the world. Liverpool then was the most important port outside London. Owning 1/7 of the total registered shipping in the world, the city attracted wealthy businessmen, merchants, sailors, privateers and immigrants, and the population increased dramatically with over 75,000 people packed into 1 square mile of what was described as mean streets and fever-haunted alleys. Wonders of Britain. On his grand tour, he travelled on the Mersey ferry, enjoying the trip apart from the discomfort of being carried ashore by what he described as some honest Lancashire clown.
Okay, so that was the ferry across the Mersey. We're on the other side of the Mersey now, and we're going to take the ferry across the Mersey to go back the other way. True. A fact. It's a fact. We are going to do it twice. Shipping into the harbour. They know the river, so they know where the sandbanks are and whatnot. Well, there you go. That's the ferry back and forth across the Mersey, and we're back on the Liverpool side.